Yo, what's going on, guys? Look, I was thinking about this for a very long time last night, and I needed to write down my goals. I wanted to write down my goals for this MotoVlog channel, and not just the MotoVlog channel on YouTube and Instagram. And I always have a lot of ideas, but I can never really I lose things in translation sometimes, or I will forget about things and stuff like that. It's just kind of a part of my, I would say, my short-term memory loss. You know, it just, you know, I got to thank the military for that. It's just part of it. You know what I mean? So I do suffer from short-term memory loss. So I definitely got to write things down, right? So I started thinking last night. And my wife actually gave me the idea too. She was like, you should write things down. And I was like, do we have a dry erase board? I was like, I think we do. So I started looking for it and I found it. So I just wrote a few things down, and I kind of want to show you. Give me 1 second. So I wrote some things down, and kind of want to go over them with you. And I'll just read them off real quick while I let you see them real quick, and then I'll talk about them. So there we go. I wrote some down. I kind of just want to go over them a little bit and kind of show you the vision or the goal that I'm having. You know what I just thought about? I could have made a document and put it on TV. That would have been pretty dope too. But I want to be able to do things real time and race things or add things, and definitely going to be adding things to this thing. But some of the I did a lot of step goals and short-term goals and long-term goals, but I'll start off with them. The number one thing that I wrote on here was I want to release at least one video, vlog, or short daily. And that's going to be on Instagram and YouTube. And that's at the very, very minimum. Now, you are going to see multiple videos per day because I'm just recording content a lot, whether it's talking head, whether I'm writing. But it's obviously related to this niche, motovlogging. And so you're going to see actually probably multiple. So at the very minimum, you're going to see one. And that's important to me because, again, 2025, my goal to start off this year was to release a video every single day. And, it couldn't be tough if you don't have a system. And, the biggest part of my system right now, honestly, is using Opus Pro. And I think I have a link down. I should have a link down in the description, but I use Opus Pro. And at first, like I said, I used Opus Pro and I didn't really like it, and I stopped using it. And then I was trying to make the reels myself, and it's just, I hate editing. I hate spending lots of time editing. And the reason being is because when I was doing my tech channel, I spent a lot of time editing B-roll, editing footage. And while it was fun at the time, I'm over that. So I don't want to do that anymore. And I think I got an email back from Opus, and they were like, come try us out again, blah, blah. And so I decided to try it again. And I think I pay $20 a month. Still, I think I just pay for the cheapest package. I pay $20 a month, and so I definitely don't get it free. I should, with as much as I promote this shit. But it just makes things so much easier for me. It makes so much things easier for me because you can literally record your content, upload it, let it do its thing, and then you can go through and choose the clips that you actually like. And you can schedule them for upload for any of your social signals, i.e. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, X, and there's some other ones that you can add too, but those are the ones that I typically use. And so it's just made things so much easier because I can go in there and schedule things out literally on the calendar and put videos out seamlessly, and you don't have to work so hard. So that's what's enabled me to make that goal happen. And I'm really excited for it, man, because nobody else is releasing content like I'm releasing content. I'm the only other, I won't say everybody. I think there's only one other person that I know for sure that's releasing daily videos, and that's Matthew Woods over there, Though Taken. He releases, it seems to be daily, whether it's shorts or long form content. So shout out to him. He actually inspired me to get on that goal because Yeah, he's doing big things. So that's one of the things that's the first bullet point that I put on here, and that was to release one video, one vlog daily. Can I clip this? We're gonna try. All right, so we're gonna clip that on there. So the next thing that I put on here was channel goals, or my channel goals for YouTube, and I need to add them for Instagram, but I didn't really. Instagram, I'm not necessarily worried about like a number, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But for YouTube, my short-term goals and my long-term goals, I wrote out on here. The next short-term goal I put on here was to reach 500 subscribers. And I like to call them supporters. They really should change that, man, because it's the community that actually supports you. Just, to me, subscribers has like a weird, I don't know, man. It makes me feel like people are robots, and they're not. You guys are actually the ones that help propel the channel and help it grow and support the channel. So I prefer supporters, but I wanted to reach 500 subscribers / supporters. That's my short-term goal. The next stepping goal would be 1,000. The next one would be 1,500, and the next one 2,000. And that's for the year. That's for the year. So notice I didn't just put like 2,000. You know what I mean? Like, no. Sometimes when you do that, you lose motivation. Sometimes when you don't see like numbers going in the direction that you're hoping, right? So instead of just putting 2,000, you got to break that thing down and really try to work towards those short-term goals, because that's going to help you keep that motivation to keep going, right? The next one that I put on there was to get monetized, right? To get monetized. Again, sometimes the numbers don't necessarily reflect the engagement. And as long as you have really good engagement, once you're monetized, you can actually start earning, even though you may have a lower subscriber count. So that's the next goal, is to get the channel monetized. And I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Even though we're going a little slowly, but to me it's slow and steady. But I'm just confident because of the type of content that I put out. I'm very confident that the channel is going to be very, very hard to get demonetized, because I don't do a lot of crazy stuff. I don't do a lot of crazy stuff at all. So that's like literally the next short-term goal that I'm working on. And the only thing I can do is do what I can do. I'm not going to worry about what I can't control. And I can't control the subscriber count. I can't control the engagement. All I can do is try my best to re-engage, right? To re-engage. But we'll get to that point later. The next one is to get a brand deal that I believe in, right? I have since recorded a video talking about the controversies over brand deals. And the reason why I really want this is because being such a small channel, if you're able to secure one, that means that they believe in you, and that means you have really good engagement. So they're not necessarily looking at your numbers as far as like your subscribers and whatnot. Now, most brands, I've ran into quite a few of them already, they want you to have certain numbers as far as like followers and subscribers and stuff like that, which is weird to me, because that doesn't, like I said before, it doesn't necessarily tell the story about your engagement. You know what I mean? You can have a whole bunch of dead subs, a whole bunch of botted subs and followers on either, on all these platforms, and it's not going to help your engagement. And so I'm working on that. And I will actually, I'll actually talk about who I'm trying to work with next, or who I'm trying to get a deal with soon, hopefully. The next bullet point I put on there was grow the IG community, the Instagram community, and it's in the same steps as the YouTube. I thought I didn't put it on there, but I did. And that's to end up with at least 3,000 followers and supporters over there by the end of this year, by the end of 2025. So that's my goal there, is to have, like I said, 3,000 supporters over there by the end of this year, by December 31st. We are going to work our butts off to get there, and at least 2,000 on YouTube, like I said before. So it's a really big goal of mine. I think that it's doable. Again, I didn't put crazy numbers on here that I don't think could really be achieved. I want to try to stay rational and realistic. It's really, really hard to grow from zero. But I think once you get going, once people see your content and they believe in your content and they like what you're doing, I don't think it's very hard to start reaching numbers once people start paying attention. Oh, so is that the mailman? I think the mailman is here and my dog's about to go crazy. All right, so the next thing that I really want to do, and this goes into the brand deal that I'm trying to get, right? I need to hit at least 1,500 followers, supporters on Instagram to be able to apply to Motorsports, their partnership program. They were one of the few that reached back out to me and told, and informed me that they like what I'm doing, but they want to see me grow just a little bit more. And they actually told me that, usually they have a higher minimum, but they see what I'm doing. They see that they like the daily content that I'm putting out, and they gave me a lower threshold. So the next goal for me, as far as Instagram goes, we're almost at 1,000, but it's to really hit that 1,500 plus to be able to get into that partnership program with them. Again, I like Motorsports. Motorsports.com, if you don't know, they sell gear. They're like STG or MotoLoot or anything like that, but they're just like that. They sell a lot of cool gear and they sell a lot of good bike parts. So I'm hoping to partner with them, so that way when I do start to upgrade the bike more in the future, I would be able to get those things at a discount, and then I'll also be able to have an affiliate code for you guys to be able to shop there too with a discount. I really like Motorsports. Like I said, I don't want to be a part of something that I don't use and that I don't believe in, and I love Motorsports, man. They make everything happen for me. I've gotten my slip-on from there. I've just gotten my airbag system from there. I got leather pants from there. I got my leather jacket from there. Got my summertime riding pants from there. And I just like dealing with them. They have amazing customer support, and freaking the deals that they put out, so good. The other company that I like to shop with as well is Speed Addicts, but Speed Addicts unfortunately does not have any kind of programs right now. So, I would really love to rep those guys too. And I still do, but as an affiliate or some type of partnership would be dope. So yeah, that's kind of the short-term plans for IG. The other personal goal that I had is to reply to every single comment, whether on both platforms, because to me, everybody matters. And again, that goes into the engagement. I want to make engaging content, not just what people would call viral content, like, people doing wheelies and stuff like that. That is engaging content, but to me, it doesn't really make people think. It doesn't, it's just kind of like just emojis and, stuff like that, when they see like wheelies and stuff like that. I want to make engaging content. And so that's my goal, because to me, if you're small, especially when you're small, if you don't have time to engage your audience, if you don't have time to respond to people who have taken the time out to respond to you, to your content, to me, it's a sign that shows they don't matter, right? So I definitely don't feel like that, and I feel like everybody matters. So that's my goal, obviously, for this year, is to make sure I reply to every single comment. So if you guys go out there and reply 50 to 100 comments on a video, I'm gonna be up late trying to respond to everybody, but I will respond to everybody. And the last thing that I put on here for now is just to be myself, the best form of authenticity. And I live by that. I believe that with my prior YouTube experience, like I said, doing tech reviews, although I was myself, I found myself getting sucked in to like the rat race and trying to emulate other people, because everybody emulates the people that are up, that are doing it big. And I just found myself being more and more like robotic, more and more. It just didn't seem very authentic to me anymore. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And so that's why I stopped. And that's just been my creed since I've relaunched that channel and I'm doing my MotoVlog stuff, is just to, I sat around and I looked at a lot of the MotoVloggers. I've watched quite a few people. And there have been some people where I looked and I'm just like, how the heck do they have such a big following? Or how the heck, you know, have they grown so much and stuff like that? And while I've sifted through quite a few people who obviously are buying subscribers and things of that nature, what I've really learned is that the people that I watch, they're just themselves, man. They're just themselves. And I think that's why people are so engaged in their content, is because they're being themselves. They're not trying to be the other guy. You know what I mean? They're not trying to be the other guy. When you look at like somebody, for example, Matthew Woods, like Though Taken, he's not trying to be IMK. He's not trying to be Fastlane D. He's not trying to be any of those guys. And vice versa. Those guys are not trying to be like anybody else. You know what I mean? And I think their personalities and their approach to what they do in riding is what really attracts people to them. And so when I started doing my channel, I just said, you know what? Just gonna be myself. You know, whether I think it's boring or whatever I think it is, I'm just gonna be myself, and we're just gonna put it on camera, man, and just do it. And that's what I love to do, man. I firmly believe that I can meet every single goal that I've set for myself this year. And obviously I can't do it without the support. And I've just been amazed with the support that I'm having now. And we're just gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going again. And man, you know, I don't know, it felt really, really good putting this down on this board, man, because I can visualize and see what I'm supposed to be doing and keep that motivation. I think it serves as a good motivation tool. If you can see your goals and not just think about them, you can actually see them. And when you start slacking, you can look at those goals and say, I'm not doing that. I need to start doing it. And again, 2025, I've attempted to do something kind of unheard of. I've kind of attempted to do something that, like I said, nobody else is doing. I'm not saying I'm out there trying to create content. Like I said, I'm not trying to be anybody else, right? I think if you saw somebody like, for example, like Fastlane D, the type of content he puts out is amazing. I think it would be very, very hard for him to release daily vlogs or to release daily content. Especially long form content. I've gotten to the point with the long form content, guys, that I'm recording like literally every day and I'm running out of room. Once I hit my goal to be able to post originally like twice a week for long form content, then I increased it to 3 times a week, and I got all the way through December with some of that content. I met my goal, like, okay, I've done it. Now, as I continue to record and record and record, I'm starting to be like, damn, I'm running out of room. So I've gone back to present, and I've started filling in those gaps with the content that I want people to see. And I'm running out of room. So it'll be like, for example, it'll be like today, 5/20, May 20th. You're gonna get a long format content video, and then I may skip a day, you know, and you'll get another long format content on the 22nd, and then on the 23rd you'll get another one, and then I might skip a day and it'll go to the 20, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm running out of room. So eventually what I'm guessing is gonna happen is that you might be getting a long format content video probably daily, almost daily. I'm gonna say every single day, but almost daily. And then on top of that, like I said, you're gonna get shorts, definitely daily. So, like I said, I'm gonna meet that goal for sure, right? But I'm just gonna continue to challenge myself and just continue to put out content. Because one thing that I've started learning this very early on, when you're relatively unknown and nobody really is paying attention to you, hoarding your content is the worst thing that you can ever do. Because if you get in a mindset like, damn, I just released I just did all this editing. I got a few fire vlogs, man, that I can put out, and they may be fire, but because nobody really knows you, those videos aren't going to get watched. So it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? Maybe they may go back to the backlog and see them later on, but it's like, who cares? Just put out content. Just put out content that you're proud of. Right now, I'm sure like in a year, I'll look back and see some of the content. I'm just like, yeah, that wasn't very good, but that's a part of growing as well. So I'm not holding on to content anymore. I'm done with trying to hoard content. I'm just gonna put out the content that I want, that I'm proud of, and we're just gonna continue to grow, whether it's quickly or slowly like we've been doing. It's been slow and steady, and I'm proud of that, because to me, that gives me time to look at the stuff that I'm doing and to grow from that and say, like, okay, well, this didn't work. I didn't really like that. People didn't really react to stuff like that and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I'm putting out content that I want. So, yeah. Anyways, that's a long rant. Let me know what you guys think. What are your plans if you are a new motovlogger, or if you're already seasoned? What are your plans for this year? What do you ultimately want out of your channel experience from your community? And hopefully I've addressed some of that from what I want. I know a lot of people won't come out and say things that I've said about brand deals and things of that nature, because they feel like if they say those things, it's going to turn people off. But I want to make it very clear why I'm pursuing my passion in motovlogging and what I ultimately want out of it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to get paid for what I already love doing. And if I can show you guys that I love releasing content regularly, it's not going to matter once I get a brand deal or some brand deals or whatnot, once we grow, because I'm still going to be doing the same thing. Anyways, done ranting. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.